Hello. Hello. Um, I haven't vlogged in a while, and I thought I would vlog tonight because Poppy went to sleep by 9:15, which is a miracle because oh my God, we've not been able to get her to bed at a normal bedtime. Like 10:30 is the earliest I've been able to get her for days, and we've had 11:30, midnight, and it's like um, she might seem kind of drowsy around 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, and I don't do this anymore, but I used to be like, oh, she'll go to bed early, like 7:30 or 8. But what happens is she's tired and like rubbing her eyes and yawning and looking sleepy, but then like something happens around 7ish, she gets a second wind, and it takes her into the night, and she's so energetic. And I don't know what more mainstream parents would do. Like, what would the nanny recommend? Like, I guess putting her in her bedroom and shutting the door and like letting her work it out on her own, I guess. But there's no way we could do that. I mean, she co-sleeps with us and still, and um, I just can't. She's awake. She's wide awake. You can't make someone sleep. We dim the lights. We act really calm. We quietly read stories to her. We do all these things that are supposed to be calming, and she's bouncing off the walls. And um, and sometimes I'm just like, okay, fuck it. You're awake. That's fine. Other times I'm like, God damn it. Like, I want to hang out with Paul. I want to watch a movie, whatever. Or I'm just tired. It's really hard for me to go to sleep when she is wide awake. Um, so it can be really, really frustrating. Especially, because she gets up early. Not like crack of dawn early, but she'll get up 7:38 and then be up till like 11:30. That's a really long day. And that's a long time to spend with somebody, like every minute, really. Now, on the days when Paul's not working, we share her and I get breaks and stuff, but, 3 days a week, and I realize that's not a lot. I know some moms that have their kids like 24/7. I shouldn't really be complaining, but there's 3 days a week where, like, I'm with her for all that time, like, with no break. And, my friend Alicia, she's a stay-at-home mom, and her husband works a lot. He works in the city. He's an electrician. He leaves really, really early in the morning, and he comes home fairly late at night. And so I was asking her today. I saw her at Little Acorns, and I was like, "How do you do it?" Like, because I get anxious. I was like, "Do you get anxious or depressed or anything?" Like, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so in the routine. I've been doing it for so long. Like, it's fine." But she's like, "But when I was depressed, because she has had like mental issues, when I was depressed, that was another story." So, but she's been doing really well, and I was like, "Well, I'm doing a lot better, but I'm kind of struggling with this." Because Paul started working longer hours last week because we don't have Cody anymore. So he doesn't want to go into the city any like more days a week, more than 3 days. So he's added 2 hours to those days. So it's only 6 extra hours a week. But so now he leaves at noon instead of 2. But then he gets home at around midnight. Sometimes 11, sometimes 10:30. There's some variation there, but the average is like after 11:30. And so with Poppy up till around, and oh my God, it's just whatever. I've read that gifted children need less sleep, so I comfort myself with that. Like, oh, she must be gifted. There's plenty of evidence that she is gifted, whatever gifted means. Um, I guess ahead of the curve developmentally. I don't know. She has strong language, that's for sure. She's always freaking people out with her sentence structure and her vocabulary. Um, so I just wrote I wrote a long email to my sister-in-law, Sandra. She's a doctor, and after my stress echocardiogram last month, I saw her shortly after it and told her I would be having this follow-up appointment this week. And she was like, "Oh, let me know all about it, and I could run it by one of the cardiologists here at my hospital that I work at, and blah blah blah." And so I did write. I hope that I'm hoping that my email to her wasn't like stupid or too needy or too long, because I went at length about my fears about taking this medication. You know what? Maybe I'll read to you the summary of of why I'm scared Okay. He prescribed a beta blocker, metoprolol, for my palpitations. I kind of felt stunned once again and didn't ask a lot of questions. I'm uncomfortable taking this medication for a few reasons. 1. I take 4 different psych meds already. 2. Are palpitations so bad? They don't bother me. I'm not in any pain. 3. Common side effects include fatigue and weight gain. Obviously, weight gain would be horrible and fatigue would be a nightmare. I know I shouldn't assume I'll have whatever side effects, but I tend to be very sensitive to medications. 4. I read there are drug interactions with 2 of the meds I'm already on. Dr. Robato has a list of all my meds, but I'm still worried. I have a lot of anxiety. I feel afraid to bother him with my questions. I don't know what to do, and I'm trying not to freak out about this blockage. I hope I get approval from my insurance ASAP. Any insight you can share would be appreciated. And before that list of my reasons, I wrote about what my diagnosis is, and I have this sheet that I didn't really look carefully at until yesterday. This printout from the cardiologist, and it says condition, abnormal EKG, family history of cardiovascular disease, not otherwise specified. Okay, that's like the info that they had. Manic bipolar 1 disorder. Okay, that's the part of the history I gave them when I first saw them. Palpitations. And then it says chronic ischemic, I don't know how to pronounce that word, ischemic, ISCHEMIC, ischemic heart disease. And pulmonary hypertension secondary. So, like, I've always been told that it seems so dark. Why is it so dark? That's too bright. That's too dark. I've always been told that my blood pressure's on the low side, so I don't understand how I could have pulmonary hypertension. Is pulmonary hypertension different from regular hypertension? They took my blood pressure, and they have it here in the printout that it was 118/84, and I guess so. I just googled that, and I guess the 118 part is a little on the high side, and the 84 is totally average. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up. So it's not as low as I've been led to believe, but more like average, slightly high. But still, according to this chart that I looked at, I'm not considered to have high blood pressure according to yesterday's blood pressure. So I don't understand, and I feel stupid and awkward and a little intimidated by this guy. He's a little brisk. I mean, he's okay, but I don't feel like he's gotten to know me well at all, and I don't know. Like, should I call him up? Paul thinks I should call him up with basically everything that I wrote to Sandra. Um, but I feel really intimidated. Like, I wish I could just look everything up on the internet and figure it all out for myself, but I don't understand most of what I read when I look up any of this stuff. It's really complicated and confusing and over my head. So, I'm not a freaking doctor. I am really struggling with being scared that I'm about to drop dead at any second. That's really what's going on here. Well, no, the medications, I'm afraid I'm going to gain weight, lose my hair, and be fatigued. Fatigue is the worst state of being for me. I suffer from fatigue already. I battle fatigue. So if I'm taking a med that causes fatigue, I don't want, I can't live like that. Anyway, so there's that, this anxiety about the meds, and then there's the anxiety about the blockage. And I know that I need to just wait and get this CAT scan and see what the percentage of the blockage is. And like, we don't know anything until we know that. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm only 42 years old, and yeah, I'm kind of fat, but I'm not like morbidly obese, and I don't smoke. Oh God, though. But when I was reading up about my chronic ischemic heart disease, contributing factors, depression. So depression, I guess, can, I don't want to say cause heart disease, but is a factor. And then I heard this whole thing about how exposure to cocaine and methamphetamines, um, people who have this condition, I don't know how to accurately express this, but a high percentage of people with this condition have used cocaine. I'm assuming crack, like smoking, and maybe not though. It just says cocaine and meth, and it's damaging to the heart. Those drugs are heart damaging, and I had a phase, you know. I mean, I've talked about this before in person. It was really about 3 months, but I was. Do I really want to say this on YouTube? I don't know. So I was doing some things that involved inhaling and things that were not good for me, and it was a long time ago, and I remember when I stopped back then, I thought, what have I done to my body? Like, what have I been doing? Like, I felt like I had been ingesting poisons and toxins, and I had been. Um, I don't know, it was a dark time in my life. I really wish that I had more sense and not done that, but I guess I was in a lot of pain and confusion, and I don't know. But to think that oh God, I'm gonna cry. I don't want to cry. That behavior could have damaged my heart, and now it could kill me when I have a 4-year-old daughter. That's the thing. If I didn't have her, I kind of wouldn't care that much. It would be like, well, my time is my time, and you know, take me when you're ready, Jesus. You know. But the idea of Poppy losing me at such a tender young age, I just can't. I mean, I lost my mother when I was 18, and it was really hard. So I can't even imagine 4. I'm sorry, I'm crying. Okay. But I know that I need to dial it back because we don't know how extensive my blockage is, and it's treatable. Even if it's bad, even if it's the 75% blocked, that's treatable. But of course, then I'm terrified of anesthesia and surgery, but it might be less than 75%, and this is all cool and fine, and I'm gonna be okay. Somehow, just talking to myself in this camera as me. I haven't cried. This is the first time I've cried about it. I don't know. Just saying things out loud. Nobody wants to hear me say those things. It's all like, wait, we don't know yet. We don't know anything yet. So, I mean, uh, it's true. Uh, I even have normal cholesterol. My cholesterol is normal. I don't understand this at all. Okay, the clock is ticking. It's about to run out. I hope I don't freak you out with my tears. Tears are so awkward. Okay. Alright, okay, goodbye.